designer won't keep you from being a poet at the same time. Anyway, now the mother of Jonah and Maya is also with us here tonight. We're going to have the whole family singers here. Karen E. Bender is a native Angelino. She's published a novel, Like Normal People, that received great acclaim. And also with Nina de Gramont, she edited an anthology, Choice, essays on women's responses to pregnancies, planned and otherwise. Her fiction and articles have appeared in The New Yorker, Granta, Plowshares, Zoetrope, Story Magazine. She has been anthologized in Best American Short Stories, and her work has been read on the public radio series Selected Shorts. Please welcome Karen E. Bender.
I wish I didn't have to go after that.
You invited them.
That's a tough act to follow. I'm going to read the beginning of a new short story, which it makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm bravely trying this. So, it's called The Sea Turtle Hospital. It's just like the first third. The lockdown at Arthur Elementary was the second at the school this week. It began while doing our class presentation, the Amazon Council of Beings. The secretary's flat voice announced it just as Keisha Jones was introducing herself as a lemur. The Council of Beings capped off the kindergarten's Amazon Rainforest unit, involved 22 5-year-olds sitting in a circle, wearing paper plate masks they made of their assigned endangered animal, and Mrs. Reeves, the senior teacher, on a bongo drum. Keisha Jones announced she was a lemur, and we all said in unison, "You are one of us!" And Keisha was describing what food she ate, and before we could also tell her also in unison, "We hear your needs!" And here Mrs. Reeves majestically banged the bongo. The secretary said statically, over the intercom, "Lockdown. School is currently in lockdown." The vampire bat, squirrel monkey, and butterfly were mad, because they had not announced what they were yet. Mrs. Reeves told me to lock the door and draw the blinds while she got the better, safer job of herding the kids into the reading nook. This pissed me off because she clearly didn't mind if I took a bullet before she did. It was as though she voiced what I was thinking. She had the confidence to just say it. The assistant should go first. The school shut down, locking windows and doors, supposedly allowing no one in or out, and there were reports of violence in the neighborhood. The first lockdown of the week happened after a 10th grader at the nearby high school stood up during algebra class, brought out a hammer, started whacking his classmates. And today, there was a brisk, almost office-like pop of gunshots 2 blocks away. I had worked here for a year and a half, and the lockdown protocol still messed me up. The click of the lock, the brisk, absurd drawing of the blinds, as though the thin plastic provided any protection from anything. I was not in a mood to be locked anywhere now, since my diagnosis, and not since Hal left about 4 months ago. The kindergartners crouched knees to chest in their uniforms, the blue pants and crisp white collar shirts. The vampire bat, butterfly, and iguana wanted their turns even if, or perhaps especially if, a gunman burst into the room. Tyree announced, "I'm a vampire bat," and we all chimed, "You are one of us." Tyree's mother texted me 20 minutes into the lockdown. "Are you okay?" I hoped, in a sanguine moment, that she was asking about me. That made her one of the good parents. The good parents were the ones who complimented my blouse, who touched my shoulder and asked, "How are you?" Well, we were all there for the children, black, white, and brown, poor and richer, the ones who lived in the district, the ones who clamored for the waiting list. We were the public magnet school with the best test scores in the city, top 5 in the state. Most of the parents wanted compliments about their children. No, the correct word was craved, wanted reassurance their kids wouldn't end up in the same sorry mess as they were in. This was true across the board, upper middle class to lower. The wealthy ones weren't any happier with their lot in life, sometimes even less. I was good at handing out compliments, true and not, but I gave better ones when they asked about me. There was another pop in the street. My neck tensed. Mrs. Reeves loudly suggested a sing-along, an idea that was immediately nixed. I found a tiny bag of M&Ms in the supply closet and distributed them, 2 per child. That used up about 3 minutes. One of the children farted loudly, fortunately, which led to much laughter. Maybe they could just have a farting contest. I didn't want to propose this, and I secretly did. Keisha elbowed onto my lap. Travis started crying. The sirens, that mournful looping sound, excited some of them, or the ones who rarely heard them, the suburban kids. were located in the slightly ragged inner city of Dresden, North Carolina, except for a couple of bored-looking drug dealers on the corner who dug gracefully into the come-and-go when the patrol car floated by. Nothing really criminal happened here, except perhaps some of the teaching, which could get militaristic and dull. Which child would I say first? I tried to imagine how many my body would cover. 5? Mrs. Reeves, a large woman, maybe 8? That left 12 of them to fend for themselves. Mo Sampson, the biter, maybe on one of his vampirish days he could go. The girls, I couldn't sort through the girls. Keisha first. All of them spent their days with their hands in everyone's hair. Mine was light brown and feathered. Mrs. Reeves was a rope of white foam. One girl, Molly, the only student whose hair was red and perfectly straight, got the most attention. Each day she went home with a fancy new do. We crouched there for 10 minutes, 20, 30. Mrs. Reeves saying, "If I had a hammer," which was, I thought, a poor choice. Person of interest, now intent. Travis bit his fingernails until one began to bleed. Keisha claimed my lap. I tried not to encourage sitting on laps, or they would all velcro themselves to me. But since Hal left, and I was now alone in this town where we had moved together, I was so lonely now sometimes I felt it, a cold pain, when I breathed. Keisha leaned back against me, and I let her. 15 minutes went by. 20. Outside, Tyree's mother was clearly unraveling. These are texts. "Love you. We'll get ice cream. Tie your shoes. You can watch TV tonight. I love you. I'm thinking what you're thinking." And what was that, I wondered warily. I texted back, "Tyree is fine," which led to a flurry of more texts. "Make sure he pees, he holds it in, don't give him peanut products, give him a hug, can you just get out of there?" Sometimes the parents were the scary ones. There's a sound of a woman's heels. My heart picked up. Principal Williams unlocked the door. "Okay, children, class dismissed," she said, as though that had been the main question on everyone's mind. Ha. We'd been crouched here for 45 minutes. It took a minute to unfold and straighten up. We marched the children down the hallway. The sunlight was so bright it made my eyelids hurt. The parents were bunched up, looking impatient and haunted on the dry gray lawn. The out-of-district parents peered out of their minivans. The principal, Mrs. Diane Williams, a glamorous woman who claimed to be a distant cousin of Beyonce, walked like she was campaigning for office, that kind of grand, bouncy tiptoe of someone who was afraid. "Just a fire drill, folks," said Principal Williams. "No, just practicing. No reason to be worried. See you tomorrow." I waited to see if the parents would revolt in the face of this absurd lie, but some of them seemed grateful. "A fire drill? Why not? We're okay. Everyone's alive." The children were escorted out one by one like dignitaries. They were going home to someone, mother, father, both, grandmother, aunt, uncle, foster parent. The adults grabbed the small hands, led them to cars. A sheriff's car whizzed by the school so fast it led to